So this is part two. I had to calm down. Thank God. This I used something was wrong with my camera because I was like super like agitated. But that's what it's supposed to do. But for me, the frustration and the agitation is just how stupid it gets. So this is a part two of the Worldstar Hip Hop video. As I made it clear that what Worldstar Hip Hop is about, it's funny that today these people are living off a video that wasn't even seen. That is just magical. It's just magical. It is so falsified that the thing was not even seen. There's this video, right? Because listen, I keep bringing up the fact that these people watch. These people have a problem. These governmental entities have a problem with child porn. That's why a bill was created in 2019 regarding ending child porn trafficking using the DoD network. It was so much of it happening, right? Now, these perps here, I try to paint you as the individual who's into child porn. They try to paint you as if you're the one who watch child porn. Matter of fact, they tell me they're gonna frame me by implanting child porn. Now, what they try to do and what they've been manipulating me is to make me accept of this manipulation. There was this video on Worldstar Hip Hop, as you've seen. I made a video about it, and I will make sure that I'll put that in their face. Now, this part is about the memory manipulation. Now, they had to create some manipulation regarding what happened with, but this another memory manipulation that's happening where they give me sexual stimulations on this video that I never watched. There was this video on Worldstar Hip Hop. I remember I used to go to Worldstar Hip Hop every day on a daily basis. They have the daily videos, right? Everyday videos. And one day it was like this shock videos like, oh, this Jamaican, the world is shocked about this video, this Jamaican woman and this boy doing this and that. I'm like, what the hell? I click on it, mind you, I'm 20 years old. And because the truth is, because it's a boy, you know, I'm not seeing it as bad as it is because it's a boy. Because I'm thinking if I was a boy with a woman, I'll be like, oh my gosh, which is not good. But mind you, I'm 20 years old, right? 20 years old. I'm not here like, you know, I'm not the most sensitive. I'm 19, 20. I don't even know if I'm 20, but let's just say 19, 20 around that time. Minimal, you know, like sensitivity. I'm like, oh my gosh, and because it's not like a girl, which I don't even want to imagine that, but it's a boy with a woman. I could be like, oh, it's like if I was a boy with a woman, I won't care too much, you know. I think it's that bias is that if you're with a woman, it's okay, no matter, you know. But it was obviously not sensitive. But it was on Worldstar Hip Hop, a very, very popular website, right? Super popular, especially in the urban world, in the black world, right? So I'll go in that video, I click on it, don't see it. I was like, what? Okay, let me just Google it. Boop, don't see it, nothing. How is happening now? They are forcing me to get sexual stimulations. They're forcing me to have, Jesus. They're forcing me to have sexual stimulation and creating thought process that just, they take it from somewhere else. But the sexual stimulation is what disturbs me, frustrates me the most, because you're forcing me to have sexual stimulation on something that I did not watch. But they're saying now the anticipation got you sexual stimulated. Like, no, the anticipation of like how crazy it was, maybe that's it, but they didn't have no sexual stimulation. And I looked it up and I didn't find it. It's like, okay, but they're taking this sexual stimulation from somewhere else. Worldstar Hip Hop does have like videos of like women showing their naked bodies. There was like leak of like celebrity sex tape leaks on that, right? So they're taking from videos like that and apply to this video that was never watched. And it's they have this ability to play with your memories, to implant experiences that you didn't experience, stimulation that you didn't experience, to make it look like you experienced that. And for me, I'm like, first of all, they are making no escaping on something that never was watched. It's not even something I don't know what happened in this video. I don't never watch it. And they've given me sexual stimulation on something I've never watched. You hear the noise campaign here. They're trying to box in this retardation. This thing was never watched. And they gave me sexual stimulations. It's like, no, but the anticipation. So, yeah, okay, shut up. I know where you're getting it from. And they want me to be nervous. Oh, they're gonna castrate you. Yeah, they're gonna say, oh, the worst hip hop that you didn't watch, but the anticipation gets you. Shut up. Let's go. Clown ass. Because they talk about how they're gonna frame me by playing child porn. Framing by playing child porn. And their validation is like, no, that video that you didn't watch, but the anticipation that you, no, you're putting the stimulation on. The anticipation probably was there for to see this video, just to see what's going on there. But without the stimulation, this is what they do to me today. They can force me to have some boom, intense stimulation. And I've gone to Worldstar Hip Hop to see the videos I've watched before, in regard of knowing what is happening there. Like, I've gone on Worldstar Hip Hop to see videos of like celebrity sex tape leakage. I gotta be honest. And there, of course, I had the anticipation of. And they're taking that, putting this video that I never watched, don't know what it's about, but I know it's like, what the hell is that? And changing, playing the brain like that. But it goes back to like, you are just putting something that never been seen. And putting the sexual stimulation that was not seen, and they try to make, no, but you know, when those videos come, sometimes you're like, nah, this one was a crazy one that I never watched, I have no idea what this is about. I was like, what the hell? Sexual stimulation, because they can implant that. But what I love about this moment is like, you are creating something that is not even, never was seen on Worldstar Hip Hop. This is why you see the cover that you see there. They are so delusional. It's so pathetic at this point that a video that wasn't seen on Worldstar Hip Hop is what they can use to make me accepting of this manipulation I have today. Somebody, this delivery person, he's trying like, now she mapped. It's like, you're so clown. Like, you actually are here down child porn. When they are investigating child porn website, they see your trash ass, and they hear you talk about a video on Worldstar Hip Hop that wasn't even viewed. But you try to create these false memories with anticipated stimulation that they not experience, that you take from actually videos I've watched on Worldstar Hip Hop, and playing there. The way they can create stories and manipulate the memories. Now, I know that that's their job. They've been falsifying this before. It's been now a few years since they've been working on that. And so my memories is fading away more and more, and it goes into this falsified reality. But I'm so thankful that this is what they use. Because thankfully, oh God, thankfully, I never watched this. Thankfully, God forbid, if I would have watched it, oh my gosh. Woo! So now this intense stimulation, never watched this thing. It's a non-existent one. It's the anticipation. It's like, and at one point it was like, this is what you would have felt. It's so magical. And they're like, they're gonna whoop your ass. They're like, please, let's go. Tell me, whoever who's gonna whoop my ass, so, hey, remember that video that you didn't watch? Thank you, God. Of Worldstar Hip Hop. Yeah. Let's go. Target video. I'm sorry if I'm like agitated and animated, but it is a mixture of frustration, comicalness, and disturbingness all together. And they are creating the stories, and like, now we mapped it. You mapped it on something I didn't watch. And they're like, no, but you know, like when you watch actual adult content, you like when there's older women with okay. And they give me stimulation. They're creating the storylines and listen. Thankfully, this is being applied on something that was never seen. Thank you, God, from people who don't know child porn, so much so that a bill was created in 2019. This is amazing. This is so amazing. And they're like, then you're gonna die. It's like, then I'll die. My guy, you tried to make me acceptive of a memory manipulated on something that was not even seen. While I know there's a bill called National Defense Network Abuse Act, because there was so much child porn being downloaded using the DoD network, and you're talking about Worldstar Hip Hop video that was not even seen. God, thank you, God. Thank you. And they tell me I'm gonna be my ass. They're deflecting, because you just heard what I just said. They are manipulating me to experience something on something I obviously did not see, to make me acceptive of how they make me experience this nasty manipulation, when I know they work for governmental entities where there's so much child porn being done with using the TOT network that a bill was created. And they're like, no, but she mapped it. And because it's a she, it is used by people who are renowned to manipulate the brain, manipulate the memories, and renowned for doing the pedophilia type of torture. This is just magical. How can I not look at these people for clowns? The clowns that they are. They are clowns. And they think they're gonna, I'm like, thank you. I want to buy a t-shirt, Worldstar Hip Hop t-shirt. And they're doing their best. Not paying. I was like, you're such a clown. Yes, get paid being a retard. There's no other words I can use. I'm sorry, but retardation is there for them. They're on the spectrum. They become on the spectrum for the purpose of gaslighting me. It's like, no, we're prepared. Go and pledge your child porn, you fucking trash. They're a bunch of pedophiles. Thank you, God. And they tell me I'm going to be castrated. I'll run to them. These people are so bottom feeders. They work for pedophiles, governmental entities. They're doing so much child porn. They are renowned to rewire the brain in these pedophilia ways. And what they're using as validation is a manipulated memory of something I have never watched on World Star Hip Hop. Thank you, God.
Impose any information on the brain of a person, presumably by some kind of waves, which in the mind take the form of voices, thoughts and images and imagination. In addition to this kind of implanting information that they need, they manipulate the psyche so that the information is written into your memory. Then by stimulating the certain regions in the brain they can retrieve this information and present it as your own memory. This is the conclusion that can be made judging by the influence they have been making on me with their psychotronic weapons, for example artificial thoughts, imagination, and mental torture.
Investigation for links.
The trick to online corporate prosperity.
Investigation for links to the proliferation of graphic material. Called Project Flickr, some 5,000 individuals have been identified as having subscriptions to child porn sites, including many DoD-affiliated persons. So this ongoing national investigation has now prompted the House to introduce a bipartisan bill that would help the DoD stop the use of its network to, quote, possess, procure, or produce child pornography. Joining us to discuss this, investigative journalist Ben Swan. So Ben, the Pentagon already takes measures to limit worker access to stuff like porn by rolling out what they call the Personal Electronic Device PED policy, where workers have to drop off their phones and lockers before entering their offices. All their online searches are accessible by security if or when needed. Their Wi-Fi access is monitored in digital security sweeps. So how is this happening?
Well, it's happening because even though there is a certain amount of limitation on access, those who are working in the Department of Defense, clearly it appears to be thousands of individuals in the Department of Defense, are finding ways around this, specifically by using the Department of Defense IP addresses and also apparently peer-to-peer sharing within the department's network. So this study that was done on this issue, and it is pretty horrifying, Manila, to consider this. It shows that the Department of Defense ranked 19th out of almost 3,000 networks in terms of peer-to-peer sharing of child pornography. That is absolutely incredible. This bill attempts to essentially say, look, we're not doing enough to stop it from coming in, but we're also not doing enough in the Department of Defense to go after those individuals who are being recognized as the ones who are perpetrating this.
So Congresswoman Abigail Spanberger is the co-author to this bill. She said this, quote, the notion that the Department of Defense's network and Pentagon-issued computers may be used to view, create, or circulate such horrifying images is a shameful disgrace and one we must fight head-on. Now, the fact that the Pentagon workers, be they civil or military or otherwise, already submit to a gauntlet of daily scrutiny just going in and out of work, is it fair then to the tens of thousands who are completely innocent to further allow that much more government intrusion into their digital devices or the things that they're dealing with on their computers?
Well, remember that what's being talked about here is not an intrusion into someone's personal device or even their home. This is about saying Department of Defense computers are being misused to share, to spread, to access child pornography. And
The trick to online corporate prosperity. Eyeballs. Getting people to click on, tweet, share, Facebook, or whatever it is that one does, the content in question. It's not like that's a secret, but the way it plays out in reality isn't always pretty. From the Wealth and Poverty Desk, Marketplace's Noel King has the story of a website called WorldStar Hip Hop, which might be a little bit graphic for some of you.
A few months ago, my friend Brian said, "You've got to see this video on WorldStar Hip Hop." A guy tells his kid brother, "The cops are coming for you."
Tell everybody you sorry.
Sorry.
Look at the...
Sorry.
WorldStar has mostly music videos, but there are also some that show people, mostly African American, fighting, yelling, acting crazy. I meet WorldStar Hip Hop's founder, Lee Q. Odene, at the Peninsula Hotel in Beverly Hills. He's getting over the flu.
Can I get a fresh squeezed orange juice and a bottle of Fiji water?
Orange juice here costs $7.
Yeah, I love coming here. So secluded, but yet, it's one of my favorite hotels in the country.
Q tells his story like it's the American dream. Poor kid from Hollis, Queens, single mother, high school dropout. Now he's got a gold Rolex and a cross with so many diamonds, I don't know how his neck holds it up. All because he saw an opportunity.
Well, yeah, when YouTube signed with Google, just figured this is the future. I knew with the camera phones coming out, now everyone's can be a cameraman, director.
So he took a middling website that was mostly hip-hop music and he added videos, like this one, where a Cleveland bus driver punches a passenger in the face. That was a WorldStar exclusive. A fan sent it to the site. It has almost 18 million views. Q won't tell me how much WorldStar is worth or how many people work for him. The company has no offices, but it attracts advertisers like Fiber One, Bloomingdale's, and Walmart.
Advertisers were afraid of us because we were kind of risque. We had girls in thongs and fights, and not till later on, they decided, the site is too big and we just don't have to work with them.
Q's sales manager says the site makes most of its money from hip-hop artists who pay up to $4,000 a day to reach millions of eyeballs. WorldStar gets more traffic than MTV.com. Q's critics say the viral videos make African Americans look bad. He says you can see the same videos on YouTube. Why blame him?
It's very easy to point your fingers at me. I wear my hat to the back. I have diamond necklaces. If I had different attire, if I was someone else, a different ethnic, and I wore button-ups, they wouldn't really look down on me,
I don't mean this facetiously, but, I have quite a nose for finding racism when other people seem to not see it. But I can't really give him this one.
Tricia Rose directs the Center for the Study of Race and Ethnicity in America at Brown University. She says WorldStar is part of a pop culture industry that turns antics into gold with no context and no sensitivity.
This type of images and understandings of young African Americans are profitable, so the industry wants more people to display these ways of being to make more money. So WorldStar displays these ways of being to get more eyeballs, so the industry watches WorldStar. So, you see where I'm going?
I see where she's going. So I call my friend Brian, who showed me the video of the two brothers. He's on WorldStar every day, partly for news.
If Obama makes a speech, if there's a situation in Egypt, if there's a banking crisis, it's going to make WorldStar.
And partly because he's from a rough neighborhood in Detroit, but lives overseas now. He says the videos, even the ugly ones, remind him of home.
It's like I'm in the barbershop.
Brian says the site shows his world, like it was and like it is. And he can't look away. I'm Noel King for Marketplace.